we have a little bit of a shoulder until the road. But this road walk ends pretty quickly, and then we will be back out in the fields. Good morning from day 127.
Good morning.
We are in the... what? Oh. We are technically kind of in the woods, but like a very, very narrow corridor of woods. I can see corn that is not that far away.
Yeah, it's a narrow corridor through this Cumberland Valley.
Yes.
And for the next, 12 miles?
12.
Like, you can't camp. You gotta... And there's no water source, actually, for a while, because it's all sort of contaminated by...
farming and golf courses and roads and...
So, we got water.
Yep. It's not raining. Yay. Pretty muggy and socked in because of that, but it's actually relatively cool right now.
Nice hiking weather, actually.
It's supposed to get up to almost 80, but it's really nice right now.
Yep.
So, we are coming out of the woods and climbing a fence. Whoop. Steep steps. And we are right smack in between two different properties. And then it looks like we go back into the woods up there. We just passed a sign as we are sort of in cornfields and the woods that for the next half mile we will be walking right next to a gun range. So expect gunfire essentially. We haven't heard any. But it's not raining, so I would assume people are gonna be out, so we will report back if we hear anything, and back into the woods we go. It's very pretty. We are right by the gun range. Turns out there are people doing target practice at 9 a.m. on a weekday. So, we were told that apparently the direction they shoot is parallel to the trail. So, unless someone has real bad aim, shouldn't be coming anywhere near us. I wish you guys could smell what I'm smelling right now, because we are just walking through a corridor of honeysuckle. And it smells incredible. Oh, this is amazing. There are also some other, I think there are some blackberry bushes, although I don't see any blackberries. But, this is much nicer than the pesticide we were smelling yesterday. We have found ourselves in a field, although this one is just natural, whatever's growing grass. But I was sort of under the impression that this whole 12 miles through here we were going to be walking through fields. But we're actually spending most of it in the woods. So, nice thing is that there's been a lot of shade.
We have come upon a family cemetery plot. Some of these stones look really old, and some look fairly new. Let me pause this. Looks like the last name is Chambers for most recently. Here is a plot, or a stone of somebody who died in 1809. Wow. That is some family history.
We are crossing the PA Turnpike, which is a lot of trucks. I'd only ever, before being here, I only ever recall being on the New Jersey turnpike. And I think, like, I thought that turnpikes just existed in New Jersey. I had no idea. So, you know.
The Massachusetts turnpike, you've been on that one.
Yeah, but I didn't know that was like the Massachusetts turnpike. I just remember the New Jersey one, and I was like, oh. I think that was in my mind. I was like, oh, a freeway in New Jersey is called a turnpike. You know?
Sure.
That was my sort of, I don't know, 8-year-old assumption or whatever that has stuck around until now. I accidentally left my hat and my sunglasses, so my eyeballs are suffering a little bit, but we just stopped at this farm stand that is run by the kids in this Mennonite family that own the farm that's right next door. Or I guess the farm stand is on the farm technically. But we got a little thing of some strawberries and a Gatorade, and then we had our wraps that we brought from the place we're staying at right now. They sell ice cream, although their freezer was broken, so it was like back at the house, not the farm stand, but you know, they said they would go get it if we wanted any, but we passed on the ice cream. They sell, you know, milk and eggs and stuff too, although it is raw milk, so they have to have a sign that says, you know, it's not safe to consume, but they do things sanitarily. And over the years, we've watched vlogs of a lot of people who have gone through this area, and some of them have had great experiences with the raw milk, and some of them had not had good experiences with the raw milk. So we did not have any, and neither did any of the other people that were there, but you know, to each their own. A lot of people try it, but I decided not to. All right, we have reached the part of the day that I thought was going to be what our entire day was like. We're officially walking through fields. Well, I guess technically we're walking through grass, but there is a cornfield about 4 feet away from us. So this is how I thought the whole day was. You know, out in the sun, although the sun has come out, which is nice. Kind of hazy, a little partly cloudy, but there's a nice breeze. It's a really beautiful day. Okay, am I crazy, or is that, oh my god, that's a giant piece of tree. It looks like a rock from far away floating down the river. And I was gonna say, maybe I am going crazy because rocks don't float. Wow, that's a pretty fast moving river. This is the Connedaguinet Creek. It's a very big creek. There's a bunch of gunk that has gotten caught by the bridge. But I think all of this is from all the rain and sort of flooding that's been happening recently. Here's the blaze. The trail goes under here. It is obviously flooded, so we're just gonna cross the road and get down on the other side of the bridge. There was a really nice guy who was down on the other side that showed us there's actually a blue blaze to get around that meets right back up with the AT. I'm not really sure if this is a place that's prone to flooding, why they would have it go there and not just go where the blue blaze is, because that already exists. But who knows? All right, we've made it to REI. I'm in the dressing room. I'm looking for lighter base layers. They don't really have any lighter pants, but they do have lighter, like thinner shirts. So I'm gonna try on some of those and see what I end up with. All right, well, hello from the future and my horrible lighting because this bunk literally doesn't allow me to sit up. Did not get anything from REI. The shirts just, they seemed too heavy and it didn't seem worth it to me. But did get some backpacker meals, stove, some bars. I think that was it. And then, yeah, green bean conked out. And so we didn't do an end of day thing, but we got picked up by our new lovely hosts and had tacos for dinner, homemade apple cake and ice cream for dessert, and just like chatted with them like all night. And then we realized it was 9 and we needed to go to bed, so we crashed. But yeah, it was a really good day.